What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the BMW E9 restoration build. We have a shorter title now that we call the channel is Outlaw Motors. We're setting up all the social profiles on a website so that we can document all the builds and have little write-ups and photos and everything, what have you. So if you go to outlawmotors.com, it'll take you to the YouTube channel right now, but soon enough there will be a website. If you follow us on Outlaw Motors on Instagram, Twitter, or find us on Facebook, we're all there. So, and some of you have asked why Outlawed. It's a pretty Porsche name, and that's my inspiration for the name is mostly as being, I really admire what a lot of Porsche builders are doing with, with their old classics, not doing things conventionally and making it their own. So for me, I wanted to adopt that to the channel, and it's just my tip of the hat to that culture and what I love about that. And that's really what inspired me to start this car in the first place. So for me, that's where it came from. So make sure you go follow Outlawed Motors on Instagram, on Twitter, and on Facebooks. And that's where all the updates will be. As of course, on my personal Instagram at George Briggs. So thanks to JP and the guys at Stripte, the car is being blasted right now as I speak to the camera and then extended to you guys behind your video screens.
We service primarily the aerospace industry, but we do surface preparation and mold cleaning for the plastics industry. We do also do custom car stuff, so we do media blasting for people who are restoring vehicles, and we also do powder and ceramic coating to meet their needs as well. We do have a passion for it. My dad owns several Datsun Roadsters, he's had Z cars, he's had muscle cars, Ford Falcons, Mustangs. Myself, this is my 510 behind me. Alex has done a video on that before, which you should go watch, it's on the channel. I'm very much into road racing, and I understand how much it costs to put a car together, to race it, whether you're gonna race it, whether you're gonna show it, whether you're just gonna drive it. It's very much a luxury. And we try to help the enthusiasts out. We're very fair with our pricing and turnaround, and we appreciate the time and effort and sometimes feeling and passion that people put into their vehicles. So we offer this service because we want to. The business was founded with a lot of high-end projects. So we used to do a lot of really rare Corvettes, rare Porsches, some Le Mans cars that you could basically see through the fiberglass. And we used the plastic media for that. It was a little slower going. The walnut shell is a little more aggressive, but it does break down a little faster. So you have to make sure that you always have fresh walnut in it. It's not aggressive enough to deal with the bondo and other kinds of fillers very quickly. So that's kind of the downside of it, but it does yield a nice finish, and it actually does leave a little bit of a nut oil on the shell. So long as it's kept dry, it will stay bare metal, rust-free indefinitely, basically. It's not the first one we've done, and it's not the best, and it's not the worst one. So far, I've enjoyed working with you, Alex, on it, and it's just neat to have cars like that are just different but still pretty and desirable, because usually the desirable cars are kind of everywhere. This is something that doesn't come along all the time, but it's still a very, very pretty shape, and not something we get to see often. The major challenges will be the weird fender thing on there. I haven't seen a fender welded onto a car like that in a while, so getting in there will be a challenge. Finding all the rust and getting all the bondo off the front. There's quite a bit of cheese in the front of it. Outside of that, it's pretty straightforward as far as blasting a car is concerned. There's always surprises, there's always things you uncover as you go along. So just dealing with what's there and dealing with all the rust. It's not super bad, but at the same time, it's not super great. So for people bringing cars to us, we recommend they're on a rotisserie, at the very least a pallet like Alex has done. It makes it easier for us to move it around the shop. It also gets the car up off the ground so we can get into all the nooks and crannies underneath it, because unless you've owned the car since new, there's no real way to guarantee where there's going to be trouble spots and where there's not, and we recommend blasting the whole car. Most people, that's what they're looking for anyway. In terms of other things I would recommend doing, just take the car down to a bare shell, get the glass out, get the interior out, get everything that is sensitive out, because this stuff is pretty abrasive. We're removing paint, we're removing body filler, which is pretty nasty stuff once it's hardened. So this stuff will ruin things you don't want ruined if they're on the car. We can work with, you know, different types of masking and tarps and whatnot and work around things if certain parts won't come out, or you don't want to take the car down that far. We can work with that, but we prefer it delivered as a bare shell on a rotisserie. So Alex has taken the car down to the bare chassis. That's the most labor intensive part of prepping it for this whole process. So we'll now take it into the booth and basically blast it. It's time consuming because Bondo, there is quite a bit of Bondo in it, and Bondo is tough to remove and we don't know what else is in the car. But it's basically just time spent media blasting it carefully so we don't warp panels or anything, taking everything off, and once it's done blasting, we blow it out and away it goes back to Alex's shop.
It's pretty cool. It's a little nerve-wracking, to be honest with you, as the layers of paint and Bondo come off. It is admittedly a little cheesy, but the full results will be hopefully around next week or the week after. Who knows what we'll find left, but it's exciting. It's not demotivating me. It is definitely sometimes a bit of a pain in the ass, but it's more exciting that we're moving forward. Every week there's a new step, new things.
I'm excited to see it done. I think it's going to be a pretty cool resto mod, daily driver kind of, let's go to Watkins Glen for the weekend and just have a blast on the way there and back kind of car. Just a nice GT car that will probably sound pretty cool too. I'm excited. I'm really, really excited about the whole kind of ethos around the project. It's a cool plan, so.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like. If you want to follow more, make sure you subscribe and follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Outlaw Motors. Thanks a lot, guys. See you later, and hopefully we have a car instead of a pile of dust next week. Who knows? That's the exciting part. Bye-bye.